What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the GoodeBaker podcast. I'm Nick Baker, and across from me, Shane Good.
Yo, what's up, boy?
And we are here to talk to you about some video games. Before we get into it, I would like to remind you guys to like, subscribe, and share us on all of our platforms. You can find us on Apple Music and Spotify, and you can listen to us on the go there. If you just can't get enough of us, though, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube pages are a great way to keep up with whatever GoodeBaker goodness we got going on.
True.
And without further ado, sir, what have you been playing?
So let's start with the one that I always play, followed by the rant that I just gave you. I'll cut that piece out.
Yeah.
So I've been playing League of Legends. Just slowly been climbing. Climbing with a friend of mine who's Silver 1, and I've been climbing in Gold. So I'm mid Gold at this point, and he's obviously Silver 1. So been doing that. Stayed up pretty late playing that. Actually, he's gonna be on at 1 o'clock, and we're gonna play that again until we're able to get him to Gold. But anyways, the real big thing that I've been playing is EVE Online, dude.
Yeah, you said you played, 25 hours of that?
Yeah, I was like, I was talking to a friend of mine, and we were Plague, of course, because I always play EVE with Plague, and Mike, who's somebody I don't really talk about too much, but he's just another friend that we've all played EVE with for
Mike's
a long
good
time.
Guy.
Yeah, Mike's a good guy. But sat down and was like, you know what? I kind of feel like playing EVE Plague. And it was like, I didn't even hear anything. I literally didn't hear anything from him. I just looked in the bottom right-hand corner and saw in my Steam, Black Plague launched EVE. And I was like, yeah, I think so.
I guess you are too.
Yeah. So I got, dude, it's been a rough couple days though. I will not lie to you. I lost $130 million fit for a worm, another $150 million fit for a worm, and I lost a $360 million fit for a Gila.
Wow, that sounds a lot like some terrible things that just happened to you, my man.
I was learning. We decided we were going to learn the Abyssal Dead Space, which basically is like a dungeon, except the game is always very hardcore. So if you don't finish the dungeon in 20 minutes, you die and you lose everything, like on your ship, including your pod. And then if you don't, so the 20 minutes to finish everything, and you have to kill everything in every room. There's 3 rooms. So you either finish it or you die. And
That's good motivation.
Yeah, the builds are very interesting, but the rooms are completely random. So you can have, and there's T1 through T5. And I learned how to do T1s, which were very easy. Then I decided we're going to step up. We're going to do T2s with the worm. And I was doing worm frigates. So basically, the game thinks that you have a fleet of 3 people and you have a fleet of 1 people. So it's a lot harder, but with enough money you can do it. It turns out you can't do T2s. You can do a couple of them, and then all of a sudden the random room spawn gives you something like 3 starvings and like a Terius, I think his name is, which the starvings basically they just take the energy off of your ship. So they suck the energy from your ship, which means they're sucking away your ability to use your hardeners, which your shield hardeners are exactly like they sound. They harden your shield. So if you can't harden your shield
you can't do much with a soft shield.
No, you really can't do anything with a soft shield. So they just walk over or fly over, they suck all your shield down, you kill 2 of them, and then all of a sudden the big dude in the room is like, I'd like to hit you for 1900, and you have a 2300 max shield. I'm sure you could figure out the issue there.
Yeah, that one guy is going to take you out most of the way, and then his buddies are going to come up and finish you up.
Yeah, well, it's you're also, it's a battle cruiser that you're going against, and you're in a frigate. So that's a battle cruiser is 4 tiers above a frigate or 3 tiers above a frigate.
Damn.
So you're just
Just fucked.
Yep. Yeah,
Just
pretty much.
fucked.
Just fucked. So, but we've been learning those, which has actually been a lot of fun. Even though I've been losing money, I've broken even for the most part. I've had spots where I've made a lot of money. I made 300 mil off of one run. I found a $400 million book and sold it, and was like, hey, that pays for my fuck ups in the last hour and a half.
That's always good.
Yeah, but what have you been playing, man?
So I've been playing a few things, but mostly last night I stepped back into Destiny because of the new expansions that they announced with their event and whatever. We're going to get into that in a second, but my quick impressions of jumping back in, just a little background. I hadn't played since like the Call of Osiris times, that expansion pack that came out of that first triple pack.
It's like a year
I think it's like almost
2 years ago?
Yeah, almost 2
Wow.
years. Because I think that stuff came out like a year after launch, like like 7 or 8 months after launch.
Yeah, I
they
think
started
you're right.
dropping those.
Because I didn't play any of that DLC.
So, stepping back in, it's definitely a culture shock. They've changed a lot of things. Still not quite sure how the Cryptarch works anymore. It's different now. I still have to step in there and get that. But the gunplay is still as great as it has ever been. If not, it's even a little more polished and fun.
Nice.
Didn't realize how much I actually enjoyed that game's gunplay until stepping back into it. But now I'm like, wow, this is like among some of the best right now. I can't really put anything up there with it other than, I mean, I'd say Call of Duty, but
don't really like
Destiny's,
Call of Duty too much.
I think it's just still above a little bit. Their aim assist on controllers is like not as egregious as Call of Duty, where Call of Duty is almost like a magnet for the person. It's not even like a torso magnet. It's just like if they walk past you, your crosshairs are like magnetized. So it's crazy.
That is a little ridiculous.
It fucks you up more than it ever helps you, because if you're shooting at a guy in front of you, and a guy behind you or behind that guy decides to like run across, your crosshairs will pull if you just even have a slight aim differential off of him. It's terrible. But anyway, enjoying Destiny 2 again, getting back into it. They just announced a bunch of stuff. Like I said, we'll get into. We might as well just get into it now as part of the big topics of the week. Revealed the future of Destiny 2, which is a big expansion that's coming in September.
Yep.
Called what is it? Beyond Light, but they recently released right after this announcement or whatever, they released the Season of Arrivals, which is a big story expansion. They have a bunch of different missions that you can do. They updated a few of the weapons. It's just like a typical big drop that they kind of tease you with before the big expansion. So it got me interested in the game again.
Gets people hooked on that content.
Yeah. So pretty cool there. The big thing that they announced for this whole thing, like expansion aside, like if you're not interested in the story at all, but you kind of dabbled in Destiny 2 to begin with, and you felt like, I need a new stepping stone, but all these expansions are fucking crazy. The next gen is what they talked about most in this little thing that they threw up there. Next gen is going to be completely free to upgrade if you bought Destiny 2 for the previous gen. So that's such a big deal.
Dope.
And it's going to be upgraded to 60 FPS, 4K for the next gen consoles.
Hopefully it carries your character over.
I assume that they will do that because there is cross save now, and you have to set that up as soon as you get back into that. It's one of the first things that they had me set up is the cross save.
That's good. That definitely makes sense that they'd have that as well then.
Really, really cool because not only does that mean when I move to PlayStation 5, I'm going to be able to bring all my Destiny 2 shit with me, but I can also bring that stuff to Xbox if I decide to get an Xbox Series X and play with some of my friends that play on Xbox too. So they're inching closer and closer to that crossplay that we all desire. And they did mention it briefly, how it's one of their priorities to make that actually happen because they've seen such a growth in it over the last few years.
Yeah.
Since its release, but
for sure. I did notice you said something wrong though.
What's that?
You said Xbox instead of Like PC. I noticed you didn't say you
See,
PC instead of Xbox.
The thing about
I just had to mention that.
The thing about PC is you guys just don't have generations, so we can't get hyped about, oh, hey, they're actually going to bring this over because it's always going to come over.
I completely disagree because we do have generations. It's called the next generation of processors or the next generation of graphics cards.
Yeah,
and you know what? The next generation of processors is right around the corner, and it's a lot of fun. You know what I mean? I think you're missing out here.
I think that all that processor talk's really cool, but if all you use it for is playing old school RuneScape, what are you doing?
It's true. We're gonna use it for Eve.
I literally saw an ad for that recently.
Old school RuneScape?
Yeah, it brought me back. I was like, wow.
Dude, I have a pretty high old school RuneScape account. And I definitely have dabbled in like that recent Deadman series launch that they did. I don't know if you know what any of that is.
No idea. I haven't played RuneScape since like 2006.
They basically took RuneScape and they were like, hey, let's make this more difficult.
Great. Because that's what we needed.
Essentially, they took RuneScape and made it so whenever you're on the Deadman servers, there are servers called Deadman servers, and they're like separate from all the rest of the servers. It's a season that they do. You always have like you have your stuff with you, and then you have the ability to get PvP'd anywhere in the game.
Yeah, that's kind of what I expected it to go.
And when you die, you lose your key. Like your key to your storage chest. So they can go and look in your storage chest and you could potentially lose everything.
Damn.
So you have to try really hard not to die.
Wow.
Good news is they give you a really fat training bonus. And at the end of this season, which is only, I think the season's only like a month usually. So they give people a month to basically get all of their gear set up. At the end of their season, they have a big, like, basically like 10,000 person battle, where it's just like 2,000 people, 2,000 people, 2,000 people, so on and so forth. And at the very end, it goes down to singles, and the winner wins like $15,000 or something like that.
Damn.
Yeah, and an invitation.
Might be time to get back into RuneScape.
Oh, dude. It's great.
But one last thing I wanted to mention about Destiny before we move on.
Fucking got distracted.
The September expansion that they were talking about, Beyond Light, it's going to finally bring a new planet to the world of Destiny. I think the last one was the Sleeping City, and that was shortly after I stopped playing that became a thing. I think it was for Forsaken that was introduced. So that's a long time to go without like a whole new playable area, and I think a lot of people are really excited because it's Europa, which is the ice moon of Jupiter, I think, and a lot of people have been speculating, and it's been rumored that this is going to be a place that people are going to be able to explore for a really long time. So
that's cool.
The place looks great. The idea of like an icy landscape to like ride your Sparrow around on, and ice drifting sounds really, really cool to me.
Lots of ice drifting.
But moving on to bigger and better things.
Bigger, better.
We'll start with the little bigger and better thing here. PlayStation announced an official Last of Us podcast series to lead up to and beyond the launch of Last of Us Part 2. It's going to be an 8-part series hosted by writer and stand-up comedian Christian Spicer. I got this information from IGN, so credit to them. It'll explore the development process of The Last of Us in Part 2, 1 and 2. And the first episode's available now, and it will be released weekly on Tuesdays. So that'll be interesting to listen to. I think I'm going to listen to the first episode on my way back home today and see what that's all about.
That's
see
cool.
If it's any good.
Did they happen to see how long it is? Is it a shorter podcast, or is it like a...
No, I didn't see the length, but I imagine it's either between a half hour and an hour.
Hopefully there's no spoilers. They wouldn't spoil things.
They would definitely spoil the first game. I would be.
Oh yeah, the first game is like.
So, but I doubt that they'd spoil anything for Last of Us Part 2 until it's actually released, and even then.
They might not even know right? Because neither of them were in it.
I think that they're probably going to be talking to developers and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Part of the project. So,
because I was gonna say, like, they wouldn't know anything. It would just be if they got early access to it, which would be really cool.
yeah, there's a ton of people that have early access right now.
Really?
A bunch of people playing it right now.
I feel like
Nobody can talk about it though. Everybody's posting pictures on Instagram of I'm playing it. Hashtag game provided by PlayStation. Like, can't talk about it, under wraps, embargo. I guess the review embargo is the 12th. So
the 12th. Oh, okay, so after the PS4.
yeah, Friday.
Yeah, it's after the PS4 announcement.
PS5, which is
Our
actually
PS5 announcement.
We're gonna talk about that next because I'm so fucking hyped that they segue indeed. I'm so fucking hyped that they just rescheduled this a week after, and we didn't have to wait like a month or 2 months or into the summer. You know,
Yeah.
I'm glad that they gave the space for voices to be heard and like actually kind of take a step back. It was really a cool show of respect for what's actually going on in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, we got to get back to gaming, get back to things that are positive for our community. And
that just happens to be the PS5, damn it.
PS5 reveal event rescheduled for tomorrow, June 11th. Sometime PDT, which we couldn't figure out what that meant.
It's let's see, PDT, it would be 3 hours behind us.
Right.
On East.
Oh yeah, so it's gonna be at 4 o'clock on the East Coast here.
Yep.
1 o'clock on the West Coast. So
yep.
if you're looking to watch, I'm sure you'll find your place. Just look up PlayStation 5 event. You'll find all the different outlets that are gonna be streaming it. But I want to talk a little bit about what we might be expecting. I know we kind of speculated a little bit beforehand, but now to get a little bit closer,
round two
better
speculation.
Feel of what's going on. They've kind of described a little bit more of what we're going to expect, where it could be just a game showcase and maybe not the whole kit and caboodle. So I kind of wanted to speculate there. Yeah, so what's going to happen?
All right, here's what's going to happen. They're going to walk out on the stage. He's going to have the PS5.
In like a baby bassinet.
Yeah, pretty much. And then he's just going to be like, he's not going to say anything. He's just going to present it. And he's going to push the open button. And a disc is going to pop out. It's just going to... And he's going to take it and he's going to pop it out. And he's going to lift it up to the crowd. And it's going to be Skate 4.
Oof. Damn. And then he just drops the PlayStation, drops Skate 4, kicks over the mic stand, gets the fuck off stage.
No, I think
Game over.
I think that we're gonna see probably a fair amount of games. I think we're gonna see a fair amount of games. I don't think they're gonna do price drop yet. I think that they're in a absolute media battle that we can't really see too well.
Right, it's just
with Xbox,
all
dude.
like espionage right now.
Oh, dude, it's all like, I heard Xbox gonna release it tomorrow. Xbox didn't
I heard
release
they're
it.
going 450 to try and undercut the PS5.
Yeah, literally.
I heard PlayStation's gonna go 449. It's like, oh jeez. Yeah, I don't know about the price. Like you said, it could be, but I think they still hold out just a little bit longer.
Yep, I agree.
At the same time, though, they did release the details on the PS4 around the same time in the June of 2013, 14. I think it was 13.
Yeah, because if I remember it, they did E3 and they were like, we're going to release the price. Before, a couple months before, they said they were going to release everything on the PS3.
I also saw
PS4.
a post that showed the release date for the original Last of Us, which was a week after the presentation for the PS4 price drop and release date.
Damn.
So it's all lined up perfectly as if it were the previous generation.
Wow.
Which is
History
crazy.
repeats itself, dude.
I know, yeah. And even with the delay, maybe they thought about that too. They were like, oh, well, now it's going to line up perfectly. The stars are all straight down center.
What do you think, though? You think we're going to go game releases, full release? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that they're going to show the box for sure because why not at this point?
Xbox showed their box.
They must have it like all schemed out now. There's no way that they don't.
We'll get to see the controller.
Yeah, the full controller.
The
Hopefully
full
those
fucking
damn
controller.
back buttons are there because
dude,
I want to reload with my fingertips. You know what I
I
mean?
want to reload with my fingers.
I'm so sick. Like every time in Call of Duty, Or no, well, yeah, I guess I'm thinking about spotting though in Call of Duty Warzone where you have to press up on the D-pad.
Yeah.
And there's just like this disconnect because I want to move and spot at the same time. And in Battlefield that's easy because it's just R1.
Right.
But and they do have a control scheme that you can switch to in Call of Duty, but it just fucks me all the way up.
Yeah.
It changes so many things, but I think it even changes the melee button, which is so stupid. But yeah, if those back buttons are there, totally switching the spotting to that. But
programmable back buttons would be pretty tip.
That would be so awesome. And they kind of showed their hand with that little attachment
the
PS4 has now. But my big thing is like, are they going to throw third parties at us? Are they going to throw their partnerships at us first and just completely exclude first party games, or are they going to sprinkle in some first parties there?
I feel like they automatically don't do that. Like, well, think about it. Last of Us 4 is coming out like a week afterwards.
Yeah.
So they're definitely going to talk about The Last of Us 4. They're probably going to use gameplay from The Last of Us 4.
Yeah.
What?
You're in the future. I was going to let you go with it, but it's cool.
No,
we
sorry.
Got you. We understand.
Jeez, my brain caught up to my mouth and I was like, you idiot!
No, stop talking!
No, so I think they're definitely going to use gameplay from The Last of Us 2 and they're going to show gameplay from the PS5, which would open up the door for them to show things like, Legion or
the big deal about this presentation though for that example that you just said though is it's pre-recorded and it's going to be 1080p 30 fps. So
gross.
If they are actually going to show any gameplay, I have no idea why they did that. Probably for upload speed, but I think that puts a damper on any kind of gameplay that they would want to show because it's not going to be like the pinnacle. It's not going to be pretty. Like 1080p, fine, but 30 FPS if you're trying to show off the capabilities of a higher FPS system, I think it's just going to be like, okay, yeah, that's a trailer for a game. But it's not going to show off like the cool nuances of the improvements that they've made with the PS5. So I don't know how much actual like stark PS4 to PS5 gameplay we'll get. We'll obviously get some PS5 games because they've promised that here. But I don't think that they right now want to show the differences between the two because I don't think they're going to be as stark as night and day through 1080p 30 FPS.
Yeah, stream. I don't think so. Wow, did they cut their own download speed that bad? Could be.
Maybe it's still a problem for them, but this just bodes well that we're getting all this information now, and there are no delays up until now. There's no delays for future games coming out. Like all this coronavirus stuff really put a damper on a lot of things, but it seems that the gaming industry was very limitedly affected by all of it. So that's a really good thing, and I can't be more excited for tomorrow morning. Yeah,
dude, it's gonna be so interesting. They released the details on it, and then like the night before, there's like you get that update, that small little, you get like a live patch update for The Last of Us 4, and
Last of Us 4.
Yeah, no, I'm just going with it now.
Yeah,
I'm already fucked up. We might as well.
Dude, I'm totally on board. I want there to be 4.
No, so you get that small patch update. And you're like, sweet, I'll download this really quick for tomorrow. And then you look and it's 120 gigabytes. And you cry a single tear and you realize that your internet can't handle that and tomorrow is going to be a very long day. Yeah.
That's where physical copies of games now are coming in so clutch because they have most of the data on there. You just throw it up and you don't have to worry about connection speed until you get to the updating and copying process, which is egregious to say the least.
With the new console, you're gonna be hopping into 2010 with me, and you're gonna have an SSD, dude.
Man, I can't wait to see if the world ends in 2012.
Yikes!
But that is everything we have for you this week. Thanks for listening because we're just spitting off bullshit here.
Spit
Our
bomb.
opinions, if you will.
Truth.
And our excitement for what's to come for gaming. But if you want to keep up with us, obviously, like I said in the beginning of the show, look for us on all our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Subscribe there, like us, share us, comment, and we'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace.